Hi, everyone. It is me, Gabrielle here, and I'm doing a YouTube live stream on my mother's YouTube Fairway. Well, so a lot of folks over the years, a lot of folks might say, are we starting to shift away from angry grandpa and, psycho dad and psycho mom, lunatic dad, angry dad, you know, mad dad stuff? Well, we seem to offshoot a lot from anyone who's got the word angry or mad or crazy in their name. And no, we're not really getting away from that, but we like to do a little bit of everything. At least when we can do a little bit of everything on our YouTube fairway. So, as any of you folks know, today is Sailor Moon's birthday. Sailor Moon Serena is now 44 years old if you go by the Toei and Viz work, which was set in between 92 YL. She would be 42 if you go by the Deacon Cloverway work, which was set in between 95 YL and then into at least about 9 between 99 YL, would make her about 42 or 43. Oh, hi. Hi. So, thank you for saying that. Hello back to you, and thank you for saying that I am beautiful. So right now, got free watchers on our YouTube live stream going on here. And I didn't really know if I was going to be in the mood to do a YouTube live stream. But then the mood struck me today at the right time, and I was in the mood to do it, so I did it. And I know there's a lot of folks out there who do YouTube live streams, and they'll go set up a time and they'll set up a date and they'll set up all this stuff. But I don't do that. Why? Because I don't know I don't know when I'm going to be in the mood to do one. So I don't go and set one up until I'm in the mood of doing it. Then I go do all the stuff that I need to do to get a YouTube live stream up there. Now, even though YouTube live stream has only been on YouTube, I'm gonna say since 28 between YL, and it took the stead of what was Google Hangout. Does anyone know what Google Hangout was? Well, Google Hangout was what YouTube live stream is now. It was a live streaming setting or tool or whatever you want to call it that Google had. But in the early days, you couldn't do it on YouTube. You could only do it through your Google reckoning. So for years, having a Google Hangout meant that you could only do it only for your Google stuff. And even though YouTube has been a Google website since 2006 YL, a lot of things that Google makes, they don't always offshoot to their YouTube offshoot. So I'm about 23rd between YL was when Google chose to offshoot Google Hangout to YouTube. And it lasted up until 28 between YL when YouTube live stream came along. But it wasn't as smooth to set up, and it wasn't as YouTube live stream is. So anyway, sorry about clearing my throat and all that. That I don't know why this happens. There's not really much I can do about it. So everyone always wonders about my mother Zena and how she's doing these days. And I would say she's doing all right. I would say she's doing well. And I would say she's doing well. And a lot of folks will ask, is there going to be any more stunt or lark films? Are there going to be any more, films that are offshooted as from either angry grandpa or psycho dad or psycho mom or lunatic dad or angry grandma or angry dad or mad dad? Well, I would say yes, but I can't tell you when they're going to happen, though. I can't tell you when they're all going to happen. First off, Jordan is my god sister, and I don't know if she's going to be on this YouTube live stream or not. You know. So right now I do have about so right now I do have about 4 watchers. If they are followers, we don't know. Omen Boy, hi, hello. You showed up on my YouTube live stream. Well, I didn't know that was you. I mean, yeah. So let me tell a little saga and tale about Omen Boy David White, if he's even on the YouTube live stream or not. He once used to make films on his YouTube, and then he would then offshoot them through Twitter. Well, that's just what he did. And he used to make all kinds of films, some on Sailor Moon, some on Xena, some on Jordan back in the when he was healthy enough to do so. And I would say they were really good. I mean, I truly liked them. I mean, I liked it. I mean, they put a lot of time and effort into those films when he made them, and I just wish that they were still around so I could, you know, or I wish there were new ones. But he's got a lot of things going on these days. He's got a lot of health hang-ups going on, so he might not have the strength to do all the films that he did. And he was on Twitter at one time, but he shut his Twitter down. So if he even makes anything, most likely he's going to have to, I don't know how he's going to go by giving it to me unless he makes it on YouTube and has it where everybody can see it, or gives me the link somehow to it, the hookup. Well, that's if he's in can do it or not, because he's had a lot of health hangups going on, and I don't know what's going on with him. There's a lot of things. So it says, "Oh, what? Then what's your first? Then what's your first name?" I tell you, my first name is Gabrielle. That's my first name, and Cunnington is my kin name. You know. So anyway, and it goes, "What else did I write down? I don't know. I don't know what you're telling me, Free. You don't know what you're telling me." I was talking about Omen Boy and how he used to make, Xena films and Jordan films and Sailor Moon films at one time when his health was good enough for him to do it. And how I felt that, how I really did truly liked his work. And I thanked him for that because he put a lot of time into those films when he did do it. And he's had a lot of things going on with him, some of them that I don't know about. Anyway, it goes, "Yeah, sadly, I'm glad that you liked them, but they always made me happy." Oh, you're welcome for that. I'm glad to hear that. So, so I just had to go, "Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you like making them and stuff. I don't know if you're ever going to be healthy enough to make any more stuff or whatever you're going to do at your own business, but and also I want to say thank you for all the gifts you gave me, you know, like, Jordan's up to date offshoot of that doll, many other Sailor Moon stuff. I mean, thank you for all that stuff. So I just had to go and lock someone from my live stream who asked me something, and I'm not going to even get into it. But someone who wanted to say, you know, we already know what they did. They know what they said, know what they did, so no need to even get into it. So anyway, yeah. Everyone's like, well, Gabrielle, why is your walking staff or your walking stick all taped up? Why is it filmed up? Because a long time ago it was bent. But that's the way someone at Toy Biz made it back in between 98 YL. But I didn't get this offshoot of myself until 2012 YL from a shop called Game Again. And one day I started making it on straight and it broke. And the over sticky ooze couldn't keep it together, so I had to put film on it. And there's also film keeping it on my foot too, or it just fall down everywhere. It said cool, my friend. I give cool stream, my friend. Give you a thumb up. Well, thank you for that. You know, so thank you for that. You know, and it looks like out of all the four watchers, one out of three was some kind of creep. You know, so anyway, I'm sure as the time go on, we'll probably get more folks on there to make up for that one hater, troll, whatever you want to call them, getting hushed and locked from our YouTube live stream. So yeah, I'm still having hang-ups getting to sleep. Some nights the darken helps. Other nights I don't get to sleep around 1 or 2 in the morning. It's that sad. And some nights I do get to sleep like that. Now I know a lot of folks out there like to scathe, and guilt and shame anyone who takes sleeping help to help them with their sleep. They behave as if it's some kind of game and you're not playing the game fair or something. Unfair, you're taking sleeping help. So unfair. And a lot of folks out there will tell you, oh well, you should either be reading or writing, or go watch something on the Farseer, or go on the Reckoner and go on the interweb. Now, for some folks, that might make them tired, might make them sleepy. For some folks, it doesn't. Well, sadly, it wouldn't. Sadly, that wouldn't work for me. I mean, it kind of does, but it kind of does not. But the funny thing is, everybody always keeps on telling you how, oh, don't take sleep help. Sleep help is bad for you. Like, why the hell is there so many folks out there against you taking sleep help? And you want to know what kind of sleep help I take? Yeah, I take melatonin. Oh, that's a Greek or a Hellenic borrowed word. The English word would be darken. See, I don't think you can see it very well. Yeah, this is 1080p HD, but still a lot of things come up like shit. So you can't see this. See? Yeah, it's not coming in right. See? Not coming in right at all. So let it be known that 1080p HD ain't no wonder maker. Yeah. It goes, my beloved film when Gabrielle did a lock and shut, it said, did a lark and stun on Xena. I take sleep help too. Yeah. And you ever know how every time you look up, this stuff on the interweb, on YouTube, I don't know, you're always going to get folks that always say, oh, you shouldn't take sleep help, like they're so against it or something. I mean, you always hear about, oh, do this and do that, almost if it's wrong to do sleep help, you know? So anyway, I guess it's good to know that you take sleep help too, but it's always like there's always someone out there. It's always, against that. Well, I take sleep help too, so it's all right. You know. Well, I take sleep help too, so it's all. That's good to know that we're not alone in the taking sleep help world. So anyway, soon We're going to be seeing Money in the Bank or Gald in the Box. Yeah, Gald in the Box. We're seeing SummerSlam. And also, I guess that would also mean Clash at the Castle or Strike at the Stronghold. And also, that would also probably mean Crown Jewel or Headcap Stone or the Survivor Series, the Live Sagas, or War Games. Well, don't forget about Extreme Rules or Utmost Oversight. You know, those are the next WWE Guild shows we're going to go to. So you're gonna probably see Jordan make her film saying she was at that at that soon. So anyway, yeah. So I got 5 watchers, and I didn't. And I think at the end of the day, that's gonna, make up for that one creep out there. They know who they are. All right. And here's another thing. I'm the only, and this is the only Xena YouTube fairway that does it with dolls. I mean, you can't really see anyone else doing this. I know it's not one of those things that catches on. It's not one of those things that a lot of folks do. And mostly with them, it's Costa play, or I guess you'd call it clove play. I guess when you clothe yourself and you play as the self that you're clothed as. And that seems to be like the big show playing things if anyone does anything at all. Well, they don't do what we do. And I just wish that like someone would come along and then do their take on our films. And we had a lot of films going back to, 23, but 23, 24 between YL. It said, your films are one of a kind. Well, thank you for saying that, because before we came along, there wasn't anyone else doing this at all. And I know a lot of we do can be seen as offshooting from Angry Grandpa, offshooting from Psycho Dad or Crazy Dad, or Psycho Mama, Crazy Mom, or Lunatic Dad, Mad Dad, or Angry Grandma, or Angry Dad or Mad Dad, or anyone that's got the word angry, mad, crazy, or nut in their name. Either them truly are that way, or it's some self that they play. So, yeah. I don't really know if there's. Now I got about 5 followers. Well, I always say watchers because some of them are followers and some are newcomers. To our YouTube fairway. Is there like anything else that? Well, sorry about clearing my throat. And you might ask yourself, how many? You might ask yourself, well, I don't know what else to talk about. Oh, yeah, I'm still writing my sagas and tales about my mother, but that's the only thing that I'm good at. And it's not like it's anything outstanding. I mean, it's just follower tales or lover sagas or whatever you want to call it. Stuff that someone, writes about a film or a show or a play that they like. But it's nothing that's going to be filleted, by any filleting business out there. And that's been going on and off since 2001 YL. That's how long I've been writing my sagas and tales about my mother Xena. You know, we'll give or take because it kind of there was years we dropped it off before we started up again. So anyway, it is what it is. You know, I want to tell everybody. You wonder if if Heracles or Elois or Autolycus or Ares or Callisto or Hope are going to be on here. If Alaska's going to be on here, I don't know. What my mood is. And speaking about dolls that never got made, Joxer never got his doll made. And you would think that they would have made one, but they never did. You know? So it's not like stop saying that. It is not like Ernest P. Worrell that my older brother is a stand-in for my other older brother Joxer, the Mighty. I mean, he is not really a stand-in because if we ever had, if there was a Joxer doll, they both would be, you know, together in our films when they were in our films. And some of you folks are going to wonder if I still go with the Amazons or strong women. Well, I still do that, but I haven't put it on YouTube lately. And since I'm doing this YouTube live stream, it takes the stead of the film that we will be making tomorrow. So there won't be another Xena film until at least Sunday. So you won't be seeing our Xena film until Sunday because this live stream takes the stead of that film. So I don't know what else to talk about. You know, I think I come on here and I think I'm gonna have a real long YouTube live streams. I think I'm gonna get a lot of folks watching, and it doesn't really work out the way that you want them to go. You know, and I guess if I was more well known, well, first off, I don't really think that one made a big thing anyway. And I'm guessing there are some folks out there that probably wonder, well, did you ever offshoot from ever say anything about your work? No. The ones that we offshoot from or borrowed from, they never said anything and never watched our films. So at the end of the day, your guess is as good as mine. No, no one else from the Xena Queenling followership on YouTube never ever talked about this YouTube fairway, and so no, it never happened. You know, but I don't know when my mother, who is one of the half owners of the TWF, is going to show up again on her show or not. And I don't know when I'm going to show up on the show again or not. I don't know. I don't know when that's going to be. So let's talk about double standards because a long time ago, my mother Xena did have a Twitter. She doesn't have one anymore, and I had one, but I don't got one anymore. But at the time when I did, there were folks out there with a standard of how they wanted you to show play as. So there are these folks that do role playing or self playing or whatever you want to call them, who they'll get mad if you're not writing it the same way they're writing it, or you're not you don't show play the way they show play. Oh, you're not taking it earnest. Well, I don't know how earnest or how unearnest you want me to take it. And when we were first on Twitter, we ran into these creeps. Not anymore. Now I just hush and lock them. And you're wondering, is my mother Xena ever gonna make a YouTube live, make a Twitter again? If I'm gonna make a Twitter again, I don't know, because I have to put in a whole new step word, come up with a new work name. Then I gotta come up with a new far speaker track to put in. So I don't know. And if we do it, I don't know how often or what we would talk about if we did do it. And as far as let's read here, we got here going. It goes. I'm glad that that Buzz Lightyear toy did seem that it looked like it was in a clutter cart. Yeah, kind of looked like it was in a clutter cart. You know, that's something that Jordan and me do. Is we get all these films of clutter carts, and we always make it a big thing to even watch our clutter being taken away. You know, yeah, it kind of looks like it is in a clutter cart. Looks like it was a clutter cart. So, and other folks also ask, do we do Discord? Once again, it's a standard thing. Discord has their standards, and they can hush and lock you for no grounds. Sometimes they would be like, "Oh, well, we don't like how your show playing," so that's what happened. So we did have it. There was a Discord. Well, Sailor Moon had a Discord at one time, whatever, and then they locked us. No grounds, sake or why for it. We weren't ever going to ask them because it'd probably be something like, "Oh, well, we don't like how your show playing" or something. So no. The only websites that we got reckonings with, or at least I should say Sailor Moon's got reckonings with, is Twitter and Layerbook besides YouTube, and that's it. You know? So, when we get into talking about, Sailor Moon, Sailor Venus is still, my name's Sailor, Sailor Saturn is still the hardest one to get. We still got to get Sailor Saturn, and we still got to get, Diamond or Kingling Diamond or Emerald. All of them are on eBay, but you folks know they're going to be worth a lot. And I don't know if we're ever going to get Sailor Saturn or any of the other ones. It's an ongoing thing. And when it comes to Xena stuff, it's about the same way too. And I seem to think that there's standards to all these followerships. Like each rank keeps to themselves. Like you got the gatherers, the ones that get every kind of thing ever made. They got every doll ever made, every T-shirt ever made. They got every VHS and DVD ever made, every film game ever made. They know everything about the show. They're mates or they're not mates. They may have met the show players. I don't know. And then underneath them are the self players or the clothing players, the ones that clothe themselves at the self that they're playing as. And then underneath that are like folks like us. Or like me, I guess. So if there is ranks to it, which I seem to believe is it's more of a thought and belief with no truth to back it up. If there are ranks to it, then well, it is what it is. You know? It's that they get stuff to the show, and then they have their so they got to show it off, and then their fans or some followers or something. Yeah, that's true. You know, these are the ones. These are most likely. You bring up about how, oh well, you bring up like, let's say, You bring up, like I bring up, like they almost like this is beneath them, almost like they can't play with dolls, like it's beneath them, I guess. So the Xena thing is an ongoing thing. Well, we probably got a lot more of those, but it's an ongoing thing, though. Sailor Moon, yeah. I don't know if we'll ever get Sailor Saturn or Diamond or Emerald, though. But yeah, with them, it's a lot of showing off stuff. That's what it all is. A lot of it is like that, you know. And yes, a lot of them are mates of some kind, or YouTube mates, so they can afford to buy every single thing from Amazon, eBay, and Overstocked, and iOffer, ID, or whatever, and Deal Dash, or whatever the grounds might be, you know. And every followership, it seems to be the same way. It seems to be that they fall into these ranks, and that's the rank that they belong to, and each rank tends to keep away from the other one. It's almost if this right here is almost like, oh, you should not do this, like this is the wrong thing or something. Because you don't see anyone else in Sailor Moon doing it, or in the Power Rangers or My Keepers doing it, and you didn't see anyone in Xena doing this, so yeah. So, sorry for clearing my throat like that. But that's so and so as we speak, folks. Well, there goes the far speaker going off. That's lifelike right there, folks. Not cutting any of that stuff up, not skimming it, not cleaning it. It's in it, deal with it. But a lot of these folks out there, a lot of folks can't handle that shit, and they're probably thinking, "Oh shit, well I gotta cut that out." But oh well, you know. So yeah, at the end of the day, it seems to be that no one likes to do this. It said, "I like KFC today. I like their French fries." You like their Frankish fries? Oh, that's good to know. I didn't even know they had Frankish fries, but that's glad to hear that. You know, and you know. So let me talk about this one thing that happened. It's not bad or anything, but then it goes back to the films that you. It goes back to the films that you made. So the first time that me and my mother Zena were ever offshoot into one of his films was when Jordan's babysitting Russia and then they get lost and they meet up with Mississippi Fairwater. And it must have been filmed some in his backyard, or there was this, I don't know, red apple tree or something. And then Xena gets mad and breaks the stick, and she's like, "We're going to eat this red apple all," and dropped it. It's bad. No, because ours started out that she wanted to get Diet Hail Dew. And if they didn't go and buy it, they were going to burn the house down. I am not, that's how it went, you know? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that was, how it went or something. So I guess that looks like, I don't know. So, yeah. Well, here's another thing. I just talk about all kinds of stuff that come to my mind. It's not, offshooted to one thing or not. So, a lot of folks always wonder how many years of updates and backing does and long for longing does Apple do for their Apple Macintosh reckoners and their Apple i you know iOS reckoners. I would guess about the same. I would guess it's about the same for Microsoft. 10 years or 5 years for the main backing, and maybe 5 years or less for the ongoing backing. For any of those folks that could not, you know, get the new offshoot of Apple Macintosh OS, just like some couldn't get the new offshoot of Microsoft Windows or Apple Mac or Small Soft Windows or whatever. Haha, Xena was going to have another one, and then it blew up due to a hit, and then you hided it. Yeah, in that film, I did hide it. That was the thing. And then we all got lost. Jordan and both Russia got lost. And then they met up with Mississippi Thriftwater, brought them in because she had Jake, who's a bird, a turkey, who can also become a wolf when needed. And then they meet up there, and then they left the next day. Now there isn't anything. It's now the thing, and then the other the other time that films would happen, and there are other times that we were offshooted to films, but that was the first time. Then there's this one time my mother's talking with someone from one of the Wonder Woman films about how, oh well, I can't get small soft Windows 11, and I think I'm gonna break my reckoner. Oh yeah, well you'll just end up getting a new reckoner anyway, and you might still have 10 on it. It might not have 11 on it yet. You know, and I did hide her Pepsi or her Hill Dew in that first film. And there's always and oh well the first Sailor Moon one. I know I think they're one of the first Jordan ones. I think it may have been either when Jordan and Russia went to Wendy's, or the time that Jordan talked with King and Demian about small soft windows and everything. It may have been, but there's always seemed to be folks out there that have this belief over strongholding. Like they always believe which one is more good. Well, at the end of the day, I don't really think Apple has come up with any evilware stronghold tool for their for their Apple Macintosh OS or their Apple iOS. I don't think so. You still got to put someone else's stuff in there, whatever it be, Norton LifeLock or McAfee, or Avest or AVI or one of those other ones, or the Comcast or the Verizon one or whatever. All they have is some tool that I guess reads every webstead you go on to and then tells you if this webstead is well or not. But that's about it. It's not like Google Chrome OS or Microsoft Windows, 10 or so or 11, where they got all these stronghold settings in here or something. A lot of folks have a belief that there was going to be a reckoner that would be, wouldn't come undone on you a lot. A lot of folks would think that would be Apple, but that's just that they never worked. Apple never ever could make their reckoners have that same kind of thing. And a lot of folks like to say, oh the truth is that Apple reckoners are probably worth as much as Google or Microsoft ones are when you stop to think of it. And so you would think that they would do it too, but no, they don't. You know, and I don't really know how many. It says, yeah, yes, Xena when she met Cheetah. That's right. But at the end of the day, you don't even know, like, someone who has only worked with either, small soft Windows or Google Chrome OS, who's never worked, who's never ever had any kind of Apple Macintosh reckoner, would, you know, would not know the ups and the downs of it. And someone who has might know the ups and downs of it. So they'll most likely know, well, you can do this or you can't do that. Or this tool will run on here, but it won't run on there. And they'll probably know, like, this is how many years of updates you get and how many years you have and stuff like that or whatever. It says, I love my Apple Reckoner, but it's best I choose for me. Yeah. 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 Well, that's good to know. Good to know. So now we're going to get into we're going to get to film shifting tools before we end this YouTube live stream. So you got all these film shifting, skimming, cutting, whatever you want to call them, and they're all not that good. At the end of the day, they're like all weak. The lighting work, the outstanding lighting work, the beginning, middle, and end sheets to your film. Oh, you want to cut something out? Either it's not going to cut it out or it's going to fuck it up when it does. You know, well, they're all like that. Apple, Microsoft, ArcSoft, Sony, Macicam, Last Cut, Cyberlink, or Interweb hookup. They're all the same, all weak. None of them really work very well, and you had to have skilled them to know how they work. And sadly, you had to skill it just to learn how to do it. And for folks who skilled those tools or think that they had to skill those tools or think that they got to do that for their films, okay, great for them. But at the end of the day, it'll never work. They're just too hard. I don't do them. Because you're asking for way too much when you want to cut something out. Either it'll cut it in half and besmirch it, or it won't cut anything out at all. Or you'll get it where it's broken and all it does is film. And VLC, well, the only thing my VLC can do is play films. That's all it's good at. Everything else it can't do. So, anyone wants to say skimming is your friend, shifting is your friend, cutting is your friend? Well, it's not. A friend with weakness, I guess, like any other friend. Yeah, all they do is really just besmirch. All they really truly do is besmirch your film. And where do they besmirch your film at? When you want to cut something out. That's when you're asking too much. The Microsoft one will be a hit and miss. Sometimes it will work, other times it won't. And when it does work, great. But when it doesn't work, you just sandwiched your film. The ArcSoft ones couldn't cut nothing out at all. Both of them were broken there. VLC, all it could do is play films. And as far as the Cyberlink Power Director or Interweb hookup, strength filmmaker, all it could do is film. So I don't want to hear any one time about how cool these films are, because they're not. And I'm sure the iTunes and Mackie Cam and Vegas and Eason, Last Cut or Fun Guns have probably all got their flaws too. And it's all probably in cutting out film, cutting out something, the lighting, the the beginning, middle, and end sheet to your film, taking too long to fillet your films or whatever. They gotta have a hang up. So anyway, that's it for me. I'm losing all my followers I once had. I'm only down to one now. So if you like this film, then follow me over here at Cezina Fighter Queenling. And watch the last film we made over here. I'm Gabrielle Cuniston, Gabrielle the Fighting Rider, and we'll see you on Sunday. Bye.